What is going on? Welcome to Ruu S Room, where we get into the nitty gritty of the artist. And oh, and now you want to make sound.
Now you want to talk. Now you want to
say
talk.
what's up too? Where we get into the nitty gritty of the artists and creatives in the Australian scene. I am Ruu, aka the Culture Black Kid, and today we got Arig. She is a multidisciplinary Eritrean artist, currently residing in Sydney. Following the release of banger singles His Nation and Pop Off in 2023, she is set to release her debut EP Reckless on February 9th, which is actually the day that this is coming out. So make sure you go stream that, run it up. Arig, how are you doing? Like for real, how are you doing?
Like for real, for real,
Like for real.
I feel like I am in a point of expansion. So there is an inattention inside of me.
Okay.
There's old belief systems that I'm trying to get rid of, new belief systems that I'm trying to implement. And when you've had one mode of thinking for so long and you try to form new habits or just implement new belief systems, there's a bit of a struggle, internal struggle. So that's where I am right now. But all in all, that's actually a really good thing. For sure. Although it might be a little bit uncomfortable, it's good.
Definitely. Do you think that new changes is also going to be reflected in this EP that's coming out, or do you think it's mostly affected in your music in any way, or is this mostly just a personal revelation that's separate to the
I think
music?
This is more of a personal revelation of where I am.
Okay.
You know, because the songs came at a different time of my life.
Yeah.
You know, and that point of my life is over. And it's just, I think it's just natural evolution as a human being, is to desire and want different things. And sometimes you desire things, but you have to have a means to achieve those things. So yeah.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. No, that makes sense. We won't get into it too much, but just as a quick, short blurb for the audience, what is your EP about? What can people expect to hear when they press play?
I wrote this collection of songs during an extremely reckless period of my time, of my life. Yeah, it was just a really insane, hard, difficult time of my life where I didn't have any sort of structure or any sort of internal boundaries, and I was trying to figure things out kind of like on my own and making the wrong decisions over and over and over again and time stamp them into songs. There's songs of like lust and unrequited love. There's songs of self-hatred. There's songs, you know, and at the same time, there's a couple of songs of me really kind of trying to get into the essence of who it is that I want to be as well, like with His Nation and Papa, that like ultra confident, ultra sexy, like, you know, female, and just I think they're just honest timestamps of a really reckless period of my life.
Sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Nice. Well, again, make sure you go run that up. But we're not going to touch on that. We're going to get to know you a bit more.
Okay.
As I mentioned at the top, this is the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
So this is the first time we have met.
We have.
We are currently in your abode in undisclosed location, Sydney.
Yeah. Don't dox me now.
No, for sure. How you came from Brisbane?
Yeah.
How has your time since you've moved to Sydney been? Just experiencing it, a different city, and especially the creative scene as well.
I moved a year and a bit ago, and I haven't really had the chance to explore Sydney the way that I wanted to explore Sydney. I just knew that I needed to get here and put my head down and work. For sure. And lo and behold, a year later, this is where I am. But that came with like a lot of like sacrifice, and I literally haven't been able to explore Sydney. I know that Sydney is it's expensive, and it's unfair that it's this expensive to live here. And I genuinely don't really appreciate. Let me be honest, I do not appreciate the rental situation here. Yeah, but my time here, like I haven't really been able to explore or really be as free as I wanted to be. because I've just been like head down, ass up, like just get like next, what's next thing, like
Definitely.
get that happening. I mean, which is great. And when I weigh it up, I'm like, okay, the things that I missed out on, but what have I gained?
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's I'm okay with that. But moving forward, I definitely want to be a little bit more free with my.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, so like I mentioned a couple times now, because I keep repeating myself, we're going to get to know a bit more about you, get into the nitty gritty, like I said. And my first question to you, to start the formal part of this interview, is what percentage of yourself do you think your circle really knows about you?
What percentage of myself my circle knows about me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh! My circle is small.
Mm-hmm.
Small on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a really, really, really hard time trusting people.
Mm.
Like, I can be really open and, like, you meet me and I'm like, I
course.
tell you all these crazy stories. But, like, really trusting somebody or trusting people is difficult for me. So if the people that I have around me know me, they know me.
Yeah. Yeah, like 100%, would you say? 100%.
Like Jenny, she knows me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I trust that she's not going to go out and be like, okay, nah,
bad mouth,
you know?
yeah.
Because we all have shitty parts of ourselves.
Yeah.
We're all not perfect. But I'd say like a good 78% know me.
Right.
There's some things you have to keep to yourself.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. No, yeah, it's important to have those parts to yourself as well.
Yeah.
For sure. And my follow-up to that question is, how much of that percentage do you think you've shared in your music so far?
A lot. A lot. A lot more comes out in my music. And more music after this EP, if you didn't know. Where I really... I think music is a place where, like, I'm not afraid of that judgment. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid of being like, oh, this bitch is crazy.
Yeah.
Or she has issues. Or she's, no shit, I do. That's
For
why I
sure.
make this, you know?
Yeah.
And that's a lot of it. A lot of me goes into it.
For sure. For sure. It can feel cathartic.
100%.
Yeah. As soon as you put the pen to pad or however you write, it's just like a flow of just getting shit off your chest, your shoulders. No. Okay. Nice. If you could put a number to it, a percentage to it, do you think, or would it be like 100% of that 78%?
With my friends or my music?
With the music part. So of that 78%.
I don't know. It's give and take. It's situational.
That's all right.
Like every situation is different.
True. That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. Okay. Ballpark it. Just throw a number out there.
83.
83. Okay. There we go. 83%.
83.
Of that 78%.
83.
No, for sure. I think you're the most specific answer that I've ever had in any of my episodes so far. Okay, well, hopefully through these next set of questions, we can get to know some of that percentage a little bit more.
Yeah.
This is usually where I do a little bit of a show and tell, take it back to primary school days.
Yeah, let's go.
And we'll see what we can get through these answers, and if not have an item, then at least a dope story to go along with it.
Let's go.
So let's get into it. And my number one question is, what is something that represents who you are as a person?
My diary.
Your diary. Okay.
My diaries.
Or diaries.
Not just one.
Volumes.
Many. I think I actually have a friend in Brisbane who lives like in this crazy, we called it like the shingle house because it was like shingles. Like, anyway. And I believe that to this day he still has a chest like this big of like all my diaries.
Oh, wow.
That's something that it's just like an outpour of just thoughts and consciousness and just onto paper, and I need to put it somewhere because I don't trust you know what I mean? Like I was just like, I know that in 20 years I can probably come back and be like, can I have that chest?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Did you start writing in diaries before you started writing music, or was
100%.
it?
Yeah.
How long have you been? What would the plural be? I don't know.
Diaring?
I guess.
Journaling?
That's the word. Journaling. How long have you been journaling?
I was a kid. I was, pre double digits. It was a massive escape. Growing up single parent household. housing commission, inner city Brisbane, single mother, lots of just tumultuous environment. It was my one safe place to be. You know, like I'd have this diary, and I remember like actually cutting into the paper with my pen. It's just because it was probably the safest place.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So long. I have many. I've got many. If I go upstairs, there's like heaps, and they're just scattered everywhere
right.
too. In the toilet, you can just be like, oh no, I'm just gonna write a little something.
It's like the New Yorker. It's like just a Reader's Digest.
Yeah. But instead,
okay.
it's my thoughts. Yeah.
No, for sure. And do you think that was a part of the inspiration that led you into then writing in music, like in a lyrical form, or do you feel like the music came separately, but just the fact that you did journaling before kind of assisted with your writing in your music?
Do you want an honest answer?
Please.
I think it was a need for validation and adoration
Okay.
from my parental figures to just be like, oh, you actually are good at something.
Right. Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Looking back, I can just be like, oh yeah, no, man, I really liked it. I really liked, you know, like I like the penmanship. I like the this. I like the that. No, I think that that deep-seated inner drive came from being like, I am actually good at something, and look at what I'm actually capable of. The pen to paper came naturally to me all the time, and writing poems came naturally to me all the time. I think it was just this urge to want to be good at something and appreciated for something that had to do with emotions, because it's an emotional thing. You know what I mean? Like, if I sing a song well enough and good enough and truthfully enough and honest enough, nigga, you're gonna cry.
Yeah. No, facts.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think I wanted that connection, and I found that with music. So yeah, that's I've thought about that a lot. I was like, where is this like motivation coming from? Where is this drive and need coming from? Yeah.
No, for sure. I get that, and again, the escape of the transition, or even just that which leads to the realization of that. It's an interesting journey.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Okay, number 2. What is the last sentimental gift that you received from someone?
I am going on my first ever holiday.
Ooh, nice.
I go on my first ever holiday very, very soon. And to me, that's extremely beautiful and very, very touching, because I've never been on a holiday. Ever.
Okay.
But then, so that's the last thing that I received.
Okay.
But I also, I got a hand knitted, back in Brisbane, when I was like playing lots of gigs.
Yeah.
Sometimes people would call me Arig the What. And I got a framed and hand knitted Arig the One. It's upstairs, like.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's just framed, and they just stitched it themselves. And then I also got like a little portrait of me, and it's got like amazing, beautiful, talented, resilient, like just these like things. I'm like, somebody took the time to do this. So I've received a lot of framed items, which I think is really beautiful.
No, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Very touching.
100%. And even when I stepped in here, I'm like, oh yeah, the artistry that's just around, and the it's like a gallery.
Yeah.
Of just items, framed items.
There's more. There's so much more. There's like artwork down here. I don't know why we just haven't put it all up yet. Like, there's just like that painting there is like, it's from an Indigenous artist in the Northern Territory that got shipped over here.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely beautiful, but we haven't even put it up. It's just leaning against the wall. I mean, it is like 7 foot, but yeah, we do love art and nice things.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, number 3.
Yeah.
What is the first album that you ever bought or received?
Oh, this is an interesting question. The first album I ever got, I stole.
Okay.
From an op shop. It was a J.J. Cale album. To this day, I still don't know the name of that album. All I can remember seeing is like a random guitar, and I think it was like a blue sky and clouds. My memory could be like deceiving me, but I was at Op Shop with my mom in Wollongabba, and I just stole it. And then I don't know why I was just like, I want this.
I want this. Yeah. How old were you?
Young,
Okay.
pre-double digits.
Okay.
Young enough to know that this is not right, but still young enough to be like, oh.
Yeah, why not?
But yeah, I nicked it, and it was amazing. I also received Michael Jackson's Greatest Hits for my birthday. I think the cover's like black, white, and red with him on it. I think those are the
Was
covers.
it his story? The one
Maybe.
it's like a statue of him type thing. I don't know. We'll look it up after.
I can see it in my head, but
Yeah.
like that was one as well. But other than that, I just ended up listening to my mom's music. You know, you're a kid. You're a kid.
Of course.
You don't have a choice what's happening to you. You just end up
100%.
like, you know,
just
riding on
push it on. Yeah.
riding someone's coattail of life. Yeah.
Definitely. What kind of music was your mum into?
R&B.
Okay.
R&B. She was a baby who had a baby, and who migrated to Australia when she was like not even 20 with a child.
Yeah.
And, you know, being a black woman as well, she was like, it was just Brandy, Monica, 112, Jagged Edge, Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, like just all these like urban artists. But then I also remember like S Club 7 popping, but not my mom, that was just on TV.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just there was lots of R&B in there.
For sure. Yeah, no, it's super interesting. Like, just that what do you call it? That starting point.
Yeah.
I think that's what Tyler calls it. That introduction point into like that your music influence.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, interesting for me. It's like majority of the stuff I listen to now is hip hop R&B.
Yeah.
But I used to listen to 101.7 Greatest Hits. Growing up.
Oh, so fresh.
I had a couple of CDs of that, but more so the radio station where all they play is just like AC/DC, the Beatles, classic hits. Should I say? So my dad always had that on because he listened to like Bob Marley, Michael Jackson, but then he loved like rock and stuff like that as well. So, like, it's interesting like what you take the parts of your parents that you take. Yeah. And, you know, it turns into your music taste and then develops and you take on your experiences as well.
I'm going to add something onto that.
Of course.
I feel like it also comes down to, as an artist with little to no resources or little to no technical know how to do things, you're also at the feet of the people who know what they can do around you.
Definitely.
So let's say you're like a jazz muso, but you come from the middle of nowhere into a big city and you meet a hip hop guy and you really want to collaborate and make music and the energy is there, you're going to end up making something that's like a hybrid situation. Yeah. You know? Like, I think that also plays a big part in like the creativity and like what resources you have available to you and your network as well, you know? But also at the same time, I found out that I love yacht rock.
Okay.
Yacht rock is one of my favorite genres of music. I didn't even know. I was like playing a couple of tracks and then actually my man was like, oh, fuck, I'll put on some yacht rock for you. I was like, what the hell is yacht rock? Yeah. And I didn't realize that was like 70s, 80s rock, jazz, soul-y. It's a lot of, actually, I find a lot of white men singing about some woman. I'm just like, okay, this is cool. I'm okay with this.
You're like, oh,
that's fine. So I'm just like, that's fine. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. And finally, for this question, do you have a favorite local artist that you enjoy? If not, then that's also cool. But is there anyone that you've met or have listened to in your times?
No, but I found an artist the other day. well, no, I had to do a thing for a thing, which meant I had to find these songs.
Yep.
And I found this artist, and I was kind of really, well, no, I was blown away because like his flow and his cadence are really cool. And I only heard one song, but I really liked it. His name is Jay Lotus.
Okay.
And he's a Jamaican-born Adelaide rapper.
Right.
He's got this one song called Ed, Ed, and Eddie. And I'm like, if this is this guy's starting point,
Yep.
ridiculous.
Okay.
For me, I find Australian hip-hop a bit hit and miss sometimes.
Oh, that's fair. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit hit and miss. And when it's a miss, the misses seem to have the same issues.
Yeah.
And I can see that. And then when it's cool, it's like, cool, this person has an individual thing.
Yeah.
But then when it's like, oh, this is cool and this is different. And I haven't heard this before from Australian hip hop artists yet, in terms of their flow and their cadence and their style, and even the content that they're actually rapping about. And I heard one song, and that was only like yesterday, so I'm actually really, really interested to dive deeper into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, his name's Jay Lotus.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check
Ed,
it
and
out.
Eddie. I really like it.
Bet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure I tap in, because
Yeah.
you know, I love discovering new artists for sure.
I think you might like it. Like
sure.
You can see there's essences. Anyway, I'm just end up talking about this other
That's all right.
person, but I like this song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bet. I'll make sure I check it out. But no, I totally agree with you about it's all over the place.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, I have a lot of critiques. I definitely have a lot of critiques, and I'm not afraid to let people know that
Yeah, okay,
it's
cool.
not up to snuff.
Yeah.
But okay. Number 4. What is an object from or that represents one of your favorite gigs or sessions?
An object
Yes.
from a gig or a session.
If you don't have one, then maybe a moment.
But actually, I really like making outfits.
Okay.
I have a vintage policeman's hat, and I refurbished it.
Ah, interesting.
And I wore it at my first ever gig, and I've just carried it with me through time. And I absolutely love and adore this hat.
Yep.
And I don't know when I'm going to wear it again, but I definitely should integrate it back into the world of Arig. But
sure.
yeah, it's a hat. I love this hat.
No, dope.
Spent so much time on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I like making shit. I like doing my own nails. I
sure.
like doing my own, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Do you feel like, do you have a lot of like DIY projects that you like to involve yourself in, like just around in your
music.
regular day? Yeah. Apart from
That's a mad DIY.
Yeah.
No, not. I mean, yeah. Like I still really like making shirts, which I want to get back into as well.
Like printing the shirts, or
No,
like,
like I take old shirts and I have a jar of like Swarovski crystals and like a hot thing and I
hot glue
kind
gun?
yeah, not
Yeah.
a hot glue gun, like it's
right.
the gems are heat activated.
Oh, okay.
And so you like stick them on things and
Right.
cut things, and like I just like I like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Why, I don't know. I can just sit there with a glass of wine and just watch like 6 episodes of a series while I get it done.
For sure.
But yeah, just things like that. I mean, I'm not like Jenny, who likes to put together whole tables and stuff like that. That's a skill that I don't have. I move too quickly in terms of DIYing a table like this.
Yep.
Is going to take forward planning.
Yeah.
These legs, this is going to have to be cut to this, happen. Me, I'm like, I just want to throw it together.
Yeah.
I just want to throw it together and see what happens.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
I don't have as much patience in that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. And you mentioned Swarovski. Is there a brand in particular that so say the Met Gala hits you up, you're on the carpet. Oh. What are you wearing?
Oh, no.
Or who are you wearing? I guess that's the question.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's fair.
I don't know. I'd have to know in advance. And then I would enjoy spending 3 weeks or 3 months like going
Curating the
whole thing and putting together Pinterest boards and doing that stuff. I would love to do that, but I couldn't pick a brand off the top of my head.
Right.
There is a brand that has an amazing social media presence though, called the fashion clothing label. Like it's really like everything they do is a troll.
Yeah. And
I love it. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they have something that I would wear.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
Fair enough. And number 5. What is something that represents your dreams and aspirations within your field?
Deep. This is deep.
Oh, yeah.
What is something that represents my dreams and aspirations
Within your field.
within my field? Money.
Money. That moolah.
Straight
That
up.
skrilla.
Money. Bills.
Yes, that bread.
That. A fat bank account. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, this here represent. No, fuck that shit. Money is my aspirations. Let me get them. Like that's what it is. It's like knowing that I put enough work in and I've made the right business decisions moving forward.
Yeah.
And I've curated the right brand and I've done the right things moving forward that I can support. You know, I can support my mom. Like, those are my goals. It's like, I want to support my mom. Like, even though her and I have always had a rocky relationship, I would love to be able to be like, look, quit your fucking cleaning job.
Yeah.
I bought you a unit. Don't worry about the living taxes and whatever. Like, I got you. You're good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
I've got sisters in Saudi Arabia that have struggled paying their school fees and whatnot. It's like, that for me is something that I know that once I've achieved those things, I've gotten to a level where I'm like, okay, I've achieved things. So maybe that item is being able to support the people that I love financially.
For sure.
That to me that's a big one.
For sure. Have
But that moolah.
Yeah.
Moolah.
That digits. The zeros.
Dollars, decimal points, commas.
Yes. That guap.
Yeah. You'll catch me like just like walking around with bills, just like what is Arig doing on the internet again? I'm just like lying in bed with my money, like. Hey,
It's
guys.
the guns, the money guns.
Oh, the Supreme money.
Supreme money guns.
But I don't have that in me though. As in, I don't have that sort of level of. You know, some people do that a lot, and you see them all the time, like, and you're just like. I'm like, but I know you didn't even pay your bill last week. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I don't think I have that in me. I think if I ended up with like stacks of cash, I'd be like, you would never see me.
Yeah, I'm ghost. I'm in the middle of nowhere.
I'm out.
Don't even talk to me.
I'm out. Unplugging the internet. Yeah.
Nah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. When the Arig just
if I
appears?
disappear, know that I got that bag, bitch.
It's over. All right, we're gonna come more questions.
Okay.
But before we get into that, I like to play a game.
Okay.
Because I love games.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna ask you to do is you're gonna build your ultimate collab track.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It is 4 artists. You can include yourself if you want. If you don't, you can just executive produce the track. You can choose 1 producer and 1 videographer. And I do it with artists from the scene. That is usually how I do the question. If that is still cool. If there is
artists from the scene.
Yeah, like local artists is usually the collab.
He put me in a position. Okay.
So 4 artists, 1 producer, 1 videographer.
Okay.
Who are you getting on this track, this collab track?
This is interesting. Between Brisbane and Sydney, my Brisbane people, I love you so much. That sounded like I was about to go somewhere real bad. I'm not. I'm here with you. I love you guys. I would put me on the track because fuck it, why not?
Yep.
There is a drummer.
Okay.
That lives in Brisbane.
Okay.
And this guy is a king beast.
Okay.
An absolute beast. His name is Nick.
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of getting a bit, but even on like get him on an NPC, like just,
100%.
just beastly.
Yeah.
And the way that he can navigate things, amazing.
So would you get him to produce the track? Or
Be
an
artist on it.
Okay.
Yeah, which is interesting because then that's kind of turning it into more of a live
For sure.
sort of
I
situation.
think it's different. We're in a different realm now.
I know,
You've opened the doors.
Pandora's box. Producer. Who would I want to produce the track? Shit. So there's two main producers that I worked on my EP with. James Evo. Actually, yeah, I'd pull him back in.
Okay.
And be like, I need you to
Slice it.
need you to get up in here. Other artists.
So 2 more artists.
Actually, I'd get that J Lotus kid in
Okay.
for sure.
Okay.
I'd be like, wait, you wanna come do a verse?
Yeah.
Go fucking do a verse,
Yeah,
man. That's
facts.
sick. And one more. I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna get some backlash for this. Oh, I can
love the
feel
question.
it. Oh, I can feel it already. I don't know. I actually really don't know.
Is there another instrumentalist, seeing as you mentioned the drummer?
I know lots of instrumentalists. Who else? Why not put me on the spot? You know when you get put on the spot, your brain just goes, "I'm out of here."
Yep.
What if J. Cole was just local in the moment? What if he was just like hanging around? What if he was just like chilling in the city?
Then I'd have to
That
hit
doesn't
J. Cole
count?
and be like, look, nah, sorry J. Cole, I know you're my favorite artist of all time, but you're banned from this session.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
No, I can't actually think of anyone else, which is sad because I know that I've been listening to music and been like, oh my god, this person lives here. This stuff is sick.
Yeah.
But my brain's just
No,
like,
that's fine.
honestly.
We'll leave it at 3.
Yeah.
So you, J. Lotus, and Nick
The drummer,
with the drummer. And then what was the producers?
Evo.
Evo.
He's a really great producer.
Okay.
He's a really good producer, that guy.
Okay.
He's quick. You know those people that are just quick
Yeah,
with
you're
it?
like-
And you're just like, what the fuck
Yeah.
just happened? Like, I'm like, did you even plug
Took a
that
sip
in?
of water and boom.
Yeah, did you plug that in? Like, what happened? Like, some people are just like quick with it, clean with it. They don't have to like fuck around too much. And you kind of know that they've spent like the last like 8 to 10 years just looking at the same thing, playing the same thing over
Yeah.
again. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able
Perfecting
to work
it,
at that
yeah.
level, you know?
No, for sure.
They got all their presets. They know what's happening. Yeah.
They just open it. It's like, I'm not sure if you've ever seen do you watch Kenny Beats The Cave?
I know the name, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't watched it.
No, for sure. You know Kenny Beats? Yes?
I know Kenny.
Yeah,
Beats.
Kenny Beats. So he's got The Cave. There's someone made like a meme video of it's like, this is what Kenny Beats is like on The Cave. And it's like, all right, so this is what I want to do. He turns around. It's like, boom, song's done. He's like, bro, did you just record my thoughts? He's like, yeah, here's the song. Do you want to hear it?
Just quick with it.
No, for sure.
That's talent.
Oh, 100%.
That's
You know,
talent. That's efficiency.
it's ridiculous. When I see some of those producers and they're just like, just like the Matrix, and they're like,
Yeah. Actually, there's a guy in Brisbane called Jimmy.
Okay.
Jimmy with a V. It's Jimvy, I believe.
Okay.
He's a great producer.
Okay.
And there's just a bunch of, and he also raps. I'd also get him to jump on it too.
Okay.
Sorry, now that's like.
No, it's
coming back
it's
to this.
starting to.
I'm like, I remember all my
Yeah,
people's
yeah,
in
yeah.
Brisbane. Like, these guys are really talented.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, so fourth slot goes to Jimmy.
Yeah.
Fuck it, why not?
I'd like to see him like, yeah. I remember we made a song a little while ago, and there's something about soju in there, and there's like some things. But he was a really cool producer and just had a different vibe and a different style.
For sure.
And those songs I still have like in a hard drive. They will get released, I reckon.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fire. And videographer.
I love people that can make something from nothing.
Okay.
Like, they're like, okay, we don't have this, that, and that, but we can do this.
Yeah.
And it still looks amazing.
Yeah.
There's a guy in Brisbane named Q Films, and he's like that. He's just like, yep, sweet,
Boom.
let's go. And you're just like, what the?
Yeah.
Like, this is
Yeah.
really great, you know. And I'd probably I don't know, maybe that's my sentimentality of being like, you know, just get all these people that I know.
For sure. But it's still, it's what makes that this is why I love this question, because, you know, it really shows it can show who someone really wants to work with. There's a whole bunch of people, it's like, oh, I dream of like working with this guy, But for you, it seems like this question is like it's like almost like a look back in the past, like, yo, I remember this person, I miss working with we should link on something. So no, I love that. That. Like, again, from when you started with the drummer, I'm like, oh shit, now we get the vibe of this question is gonna be a whole nother level. So no, I love that.
I mean, of course there are like idols and people that you wish and you want to work with for sure, but those questions always stump me. They're like, who would you want? And I'm like, don't.
Yeah,
no.
stop. Don't.
Instantly my brain's like, psych.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, fair enough. Okay. Dope. Interesting collab. I'll be curious. To see how that
me
that
too.
turns out.
Could be a fucking dumpster fire.
Hey.
Or it could be amazing.
you miss all the shots you don't take, Michael Scott.
You never know. Yeah.
For sure. All right, one more final question before we get out of here.
Okay.
What is a personal moment that stands out to you that has impacted your music in a certain way?
I've had so many. My music is super reflective. Like, my music is literally my like therapy. I don't know how to explain this question without getting too like deep and talking about trauma.
Obviously, like, I'm not trying to be TMZ. Like, you explain what you're comfortable with, of course, or, you know, if you just want to give a cliff notes, that is also totally fine. It's up to you. And obviously, again, there's an edit button.
Yeah. It's definitely my childhood, my mother, and watching my mom as I was growing up, and that struggle. All those moments compounded, impacted who I was. But if I can be super honest, like, there's that, and then I was in a relationship for a long time, and he was a rapper who shall not be named, and I knew that I wanted to make music. I was dying to make music, and I knew that it was something that I needed to do, and he was always against it. Would always deter me, like try and like knock me down a peg, tell me that the world's too scary, I shouldn't do it, people don't trust. And that was a defining moment for me, because I was just like, if I stay in this relationship, I'm never going to be the person that I see myself becoming.
It's a ceiling that just...
It was a ceiling, a cage, a jail.
Facts.
It was insane, and leaving that relationship was super difficult, not because I was like, oh, I don't know if I should stay with him, no, because he was a dickhead. And he made it difficult. But that was that's one of the big defining moments for me, because that's when I made the choice, like, no, I'm actually going to make music.
For sure.
And I'm actually going to do this.
For sure.
And I don't give a fuck what you say. You know, you keep telling me this story, but why do I feel so differently about it? You know? So that's a big defining moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
That's a big one.
No, for sure. And, you know, it seems so stereotypical, but, you know, breaking away from the people that, you know, that are holding you back in a way, and not, you know, allowing you to actually at least try to do what you want, even if it doesn't end up how you wish, but at least you tried. And the people who stop you before you even start, it's like...
The scariest thing is people sometimes think it's like friends. Nah, man, it's your partner. It's your mother. It's your father and your motherfucking brother. The person that you're sleeping next to at night can make you or break you, which is so scary to think about. You know? Turn your head at night, take a good look. Are you living your best life? Are you trying your hardest? Is this person supporting you, or literally trying to knock you down pegs? And there's that, but then there's also being able to discern if that is actually happening.
For sure.
Which is a skill in itself.
Definitely.
You know?
Have that intuition to taking past experiences and like just reading the room. And 100%. 100%. PSAs. Take that advice.
Check your
100%.
man.
For sure.
Check your woman.
On that, I think that's a perfect way to end. Perfectly. Thank you so much
You're welcome.
for joining me. Here is where I leave it up to you. Roll out the red carpet. You let the people know what is up, what's come out, what's coming out, what to stay tuned for, all that jazz.
My EP Reckless that I absolutely love and am just waiting for it to just like be out in the world is coming out on the 9th of February. They're all very honest songs and depictions of a very crazy moment of time for me. Listen to it. If you love it, you love it. You hate it, you hate it. Yeah, and I'm here, and my plan is to be raw, real, and authentic with you. I hope that you love yourself, trust yourself, honor yourself, trust your intuition, and learn to grow as much as you can. Doesn't matter how uncomfortable that is. And yeah, fuck the rest. Bye.
Ready here first. Ruu S Room, Culture Black Kid, Arig.
So yeah.
Catch you. Peace.